This is an old video I recorded at least 2 years ago for new truck drivers. I'm re-uploading the video because I was watching it just the other day, and there's so much value in this video that's relevant even still today, right now. What up, family? Maurice Beta, Helpful Trucker here. In this video, I'm gonna cover what I believe are 7 common misconceptions that people have when they come in trucking. Hope you get value from it. If you do, be sure to give me a like at the end of the video. The first misconception that I'm going to talk about in this video deals with truck driver pay. I believe that many people that come into the profession to drive a truck are blindsided by the fact that truck driver pay isn't necessarily consistent from week to week. And it's basically because truck drivers aren't able always to do the same amount of miles on a week-to-week basis, right? Like most of us are getting paid for moving freight from point A to point B. So whether a driver is getting paid by the mile, a certain amount of cents per mile, whether a driver is getting paid by the load, a percentage of the load, all of that requires a driver to do miles, to do loads, to do drops. And there's so many unforeseen things, uncontrollable things that can determine whether you get the same amount of miles this week as you do next week or last week as you did this week, all right? Like holdups at the shipper or the receiver, breakdowns as far as the equipment at the shipper or the receiver, traffic, like your equipment breaking down, having to be in the shop, all kinds of things. There's so many things that can happen. In my opinion, that's not a deal breaker. It just means that you need to approach coming in this profession just like you would as if you were starting a business, whether you're driving for someone or you're actually getting your own truck. That means you need to be prepared for the ups and downs. You want to be prepared personally. You want to try to have as much of your personal debt paid off as you can so that you don't come into the profession with what I call a lot of excess baggage, a whole lot of excess bills. Our pay as truck drivers is not necessarily always consistent on a week-to-week basis. But that just means that you need to be smart with your money as you make it. The second misconception that I'm going to speak about in this video deals with the idea or the notion of the best. People want to know what's the best school that offers the best CDL training, or what's the best company to go with as a driver with no experience just coming out of school, or as a new owner operator, what's the best truck to go with. I don't think that exists, the idea of the best. Like if there was a best way to go in any aspect of trucking, then everybody would be doing that. There was a best truck for new owner operators, and all new owner operators would be trying to get that truck. If there was a best place for people to work at that don't have any experience and are just coming out of CDL school, then every new driver would be trying to go to that place. But that's not what we see when we look around in the industry, right? So the best in some cases is the situation that you can get into. The best company for new drivers that don't have any experience in your particular situation is the company that will hire you, because it all revolves around what you, the individual, have going on personally, right? So what is the best for one person may not necessarily be the best for you. And another way to look at it is the best is the situation that offers you what you need. Best company to go with is the company that's offering you the numbers that will allow you to take care of what you need to take care of. Guess what I'm trying to say with this tip is trucking is very personal, right? It's not universally what's the best. It's what's best for you in your personal situation, your specific situation with your specific set of circumstances. The third misconception I'm going to speak about in this video deals with truckers getting treated like crap. I've heard this on several YouTube videos. Don't know what the heck people are talking about when they say that truck drivers get treated like crap. Personally, trucking has allowed me to level up my life financially. So, in my opinion, the people that get treated like crap in this world are the people that show up without any money. They're the people that show up without any resources. Like, not to step on anybody's toes, but the people that, like, you show up to the car dealership with a 430 credit score, a 480 credit score, wanting to get treated like royalty, you're probably going to get treated like crap. The people that show up without anything to put into the deal, the people that show up looking for a handout or looking for a freebie, they're always going to get treated like crap. If you show up with what the individual wants you to show up with, if you show up to the dealership with the right down payment or the right credit score or enough cash to write a check, they ain't going to treat you like crap. They're going to treat you like what you show up as. The fourth misconception that I'm going to speak on in this video deals with the idea that everyone wants to be an owner. This is a popular thing you hear going around in the trucking community. Most people believe that everybody wants to be an owner, when I say that's not necessarily the truth. I know people that have become owners and operators of their own truck that decided that they didn't like it. They decided that they would be okay with just driving someone else's truck. Sure, as a company driver, there's going to be things that you're going to have to deal with that you don't like. Getting sent to places that you don't want to go, or the treatment that the company offers you, or whatever situation you may be dealing with. But I can guarantee you that everything that you don't have to do anymore, when you switch over to being an owner-operator from a company driver, you're going to pick up 2 or 3 things that you have to do, 2 or 3 more responsibilities that you have to do. Everyone doesn't want to be an owner-operator. Again, it kind of goes back to what I said a minute ago. In my opinion, there is no one universal best solution in any aspect of trucking. It's just what works best for the individual that's looking to apply the tactic. Now, the 5th misconception I'm going to speak about in this video kind of ties in with the 4th, and it's the idea that it's better to be an owner-operator than it is to be a company driver. As an owner, there's a lot of responsibilities that come with it, and you probably know that already. But there are people that have decided that, you know what, I just want to drive the truck for the day and then park it and not have to deal with it until tomorrow morning. Or I just want to drive the truck for the week and then be able to park it on the weekends and not have to deal with it. Owner-operators don't necessarily have that luxury. As an owner-operator, you're going to definitely be dealing with more things, administrative and all other kinds of things, than you were that you weren't dealing with as a company driver. Again, this goes back to what is your personal preference? What is your own risk tolerance? How much work are you willing to put in? Do you enjoy doing business? Are you okay with having to do a lot of administrative stuff, right? Like owners are dealing with truck registrations and inspections and 2290s and fuel tax and insurance and breakdowns and maintenance and making sure there's enough work coming in to cover it all. There's a lot of things that owners have to deal with. Sure, we're being paid to deal with those things, but in my opinion, the individual that says, you know what, I'll take my $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 a week, and I'll have my benefits, I'll have my savings plan that I participate in with my company, and I'm gonna drive this truck for the week and I'm gonna park it, or I'm gonna drive it for the day and I'm gonna park it, and I don't want to deal with that stuff no more. There is definitely a valid argument. For me, I would hope to never have to go back to being a company driver. I love being an owner-operator, but again, I understand the individual that feels the other way. And the 6th misconception that I'm going to speak on briefly in this video has to do with the idea that you can't make money in trucking. My first 5 years in trucking, I topped out at about $45,000 a year, which it wasn't a whole lot of money. And I also feel that during that first 5 years, I was learning what I needed to learn in order to make the moves that I'm able to make now as the owner of my own truck. In my opinion, anybody that's telling you that you can't make money driving a truck, that they are reflecting on their own personal experience. If you are struggling in life and you got a family to feed and you don't mind working, putting in the time, and you enjoy driving, having a CDL and learning how to drive a truck could absolutely be a viable option for you to put you in a category where you're able to make, in a few years, in a very short time, $60, $70, $80, maybe even $90,000 a year. Or you can get your own truck, make $250,000, make $500,000 a year. And the last misconception, number 7, that I'm gonna deal with in this video has to do with how you make money in trucking. Trucking is a long-term play. It's not a short-term play. Sure, you can come right out of CDL school and get a great paying job and get off to a profitable trucking career. But trucking is not a short-term play. Speaking on how you make money in trucking, I'm gonna put everything in 2 categories just to simplify the point that I'm trying to make here. If you're gonna make money in trucking, you're gonna do one of 2 things. You're either gonna drive the truck and you're gonna make money that way, or you're gonna start some sort of trucking business. Neither one of them are short-term plays. both of them are going to require kind of the same thing. In other words, what I'm saying is you're probably not going to come in trucking and experience life-changing money in the first year or two. Sure, you may get off to a great start, to a good paying job, but you're probably not going to experience life-changing money right out of the gate. If you choose to go the path of driving a truck, like most owner-operators do, like most company drivers do, then it's going to require time, it's going to require work, it's going to require miles, it's going to require patience, it's going to require being smart with your money for an extended period of time, year after year. Again, it's not a short-term play. If you elect to go the other way, where you're going to actually run some sort of trucking business or some sort of business in the trucking profession where you have different departments that run different aspects of the business and you're kind of managing everything, then that's going to require a different skill set, but it's going to require extensive business knowledge of how to put together a team, how to find a team, how to get those different departments to work in sync with each other, how to pay people, how to keep people around. It's going to require time and patience and work and doing the right things with your money year after year after year, even if you choose to go that way. The reason I'm speaking on this as a misconception is because many people's expectations when they come in trucking, I believe, are out of whack. They expect too much too early. Again, if you come in trucking, you're able to find a great paying trucking job right out of the gate, good for you. But if you're not, then just look at trucking more like a business. You have to come in, you have to learn, you have to put in the time, to work the miles, you have to be patient, and you have to do the right things with your money over an extended period of time.